It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Jesse all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. Start the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. Start the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, cheer, cheer. Loud, loud, loud. No one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 cheer. Loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, cheer, cheer. Loud, loud, loud. No one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 cheer. Loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel that pride. We repping our teams and
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I do hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. Yes, I do hope you're all doing well. Today we'll talk about Estevão Willian scoring again for Brazil. And we'll talk about Cole Palmer's possible return. They talk about Nicolas Jackson's dilemma, if you prefer. And also we'll talk about Romeo Lavia. Lies about Romeo Lavia. Something did emerge a few days ago suggesting we did offer him to Manchester United when we were trying to sign Alejandro Garnacho. I knew at the time that he was absolute horse dung and didn't want to address it. But that's by the way, we have Namaya Fowale, aka Cole Palmer, in the house, and he says, I don't want disaster near my squad. Okay, I get it. And Maya the rapper, my bro, thank you so much for reposting the stream. Sincerely do appreciate that. And I do hope you're doing well. I cannot thank you enough for finding the time to join the conversation. I think this is a bit dark, maybe better. I'm not sure. So we will address the items we have lined up, not too many, but because we keep it interactive here, if we have people in the chat, chances are we'll talk a lot about the small items we have lined up. And if we address them soon enough, then we'll go news hunting as usual. There's almost, again, chances are by the time the show, as the show progresses, some new news items will emerge for us to talk about. But that's why we keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I cannot thank you guys enough for the progress we're making so far. We're getting closer and closer to 30K subscribers. We're currently at 28 plus, but we're getting there. So let's see. What is the first item we have lined up here? Let me quickly, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee too so that I don't lose my voice. 1 second here. The first item, Thiago Silva, still showing love, but we knew at the time that you could say he was with what's his name, was it Endrick? When Endrick visited Stamford Bridge, when we thought we were going to sign Endrick, Thiago Silva was there to tour the stadium and the facilities with him. That ended up not happening, but I didn't know that, he did. I didn't know that he spoke to Estevao himself. So this reads, Estevao on meeting Thiago Silva before joining Chelsea. We had a brief conversation. He came and spoke to me and asked if I would like to sign for the club. That the club had an incredible structure. I was really happy because Thiago Silva is an idol of this club. It was an incredible opportunity for the rest of that year. I was anticipating it. I watched a lot of Chelsea games, so I could see who I would be working with here. And thanks to God, it's all going well. I am very happy with life right now, and it's been incredible. He's always, hardly ever. Again, I don't think I've ever listen to him talk about how he's progressed as a player, or you could say how well he's doing without mentioning God. Yeah, but he's a humble kid, and for me, that's a good sign. That's for me shows me that he will definitely reach his potentials. But that's why we keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way because we don't have too many items lined up to talk about. I'm gonna go ahead and see what the fans what they're saying in their responses to this particular report. Chelsea lover responds with Thiago Silva's banner at the bridge and with a comment that reads, "You cannot use the phrase once a blue, always a blue for Thiago Silva. All you have to say is forever a blue." What a way to put it. Excellent there. And Lami, my friend Embro, this is the fifth time I've seen this post. Really? Okay. Let's see. It's and Win Dollar says in opposite direction, Nani Marike watches all his clips and decided, no, this is the real gem. That he and realized that he cannot compete. But that's by the way, that's a good joke anyway. No better person to speak to. Thiago Silva, just perfect to guide and give him the advice on the move. And yeah, and as I've said before, I don't think I've ever listened to him and not hear him mention God whenever he discusses how well he's doing at Chelsea or his career overall. Senior man Thiago Silva. But thank you to Thiago Silva there. All right. Estevão is the top scorer for the Brazilian national team in the Ancelotti era, Don Carlo era. He has scored 5 goals in total. He's been brilliant for him. The last one was a penalty. So if you read the title, you'd see we squeezed in Estevao scores again. I don't know. I have to do a research on how to pronounce his name correctly. So he scored again, a brilliant free kick. It was also highlights show that he did enjoy himself against Tunisia. I think it was Tunisia, and also the fans, even the opposition manager loved it. He did say something about him, and when we go news hunting, we'll read that too. But this kid gives me joy, never in doubt. Um, and Vujovic says Esteva's rise under Carlo Ancelotti is remarkable at just 18. He's already one of Brazil's go-to attackers. His goal scoring proves he's not just potential, but a real impact. And the Sultan says one signing we shouldn't have left for Chelsea. You left another one for us. What's his name? The Ecuadorian, the defender. You guys wanted him, but he chose us over you guys. Favorite here says impressive start for Estevão, already leading Brazil's scoring under Ancelotti. Shows he's quickly becoming a key player for the team. The good thing, again, he'll always have mature and experienced heads around him, which you could argue to a considerable measure reduces the measure of pressure that I always fear when we talk about, again, when it comes to young players that could potentially lead to issues. More to come. How many goals does Vinicius have for Brazil again? I think he's not far from, you could say, eclipsing that. Estevão is pure talent. He will surely conquer the world. We'll see. So let's go. The next item we have here, I'm happy that he scored. Romeo Lavia. I think that was 2 days ago when I read comments suggesting that we offered the Romeo Lavia plus cash when we were still again facilitating Alejandro Garnacho's move to Chelsea Football Club. I didn't believe it. It sounded too ridiculous because I've always known that the club they love Romeo Lavia and have been working hard trying to find a solution to the injuries or maybe solutions to the injuries that have plagued him since he joined us. Look how much we paid for him. And it just didn't make sense that would offer him plus cash to sign Alejandro Garnacho. Irrespective of the fact that, yeah, I, that he hardly ever stays fit for a prolonged period of time. But I'm happy we didn't do that. I think eventually we'll find a solution. Look at Reece James. He stayed fit longer uh, than we've you could say experienced in recent years. I think yeah, years would be correct. About 3-4 seasons, which because yeah, the truth remains something that I sense is going on right now. They don't just treat players and you know reintegrate them into the squad. I think they usually pay attention to the pattern. They try to study what's going on with the player and trying to find a permanent solution. And something that they've done consistently of late is to let players recover and recover fully and not bring them back into the fold in a rush and risk a setback if you want. But this reads my information. That's Vince here quoting the transfer guru himself in Fabrizio Romano. It reads my information is that Chelsea and Manchester United never, ever. He didn't just say never. Followed it up with ever. Never ever discussed uh, had a discussion about Romeo Lavia. Chelsea deny all the information of offering Romeo Lavia to Manchester United. So when I saw it, I knew it was absolute horse done. Didn't want to talk about it, but I just have to because yeah, what we do here is see things out there, dissect and analyze, and then try to make a sense of it and educate our followers. But let's see what Chelsea fans have to say on the in the comment. Um, uh, okay. Hamza says, when this news came out a few days ago, I didn't say anything because I know, yeah, something wasn't right. And the Tebejo there saying, I told you the Manchester United journalist was lying. Yeah, a lot of Chelsea fans don't believe that, but some do, you know. But that's, by the way, the next item still Romeo Lavia. Let's see the recent ones here. He did say something with regards to that news. Uh, um, okay, that's Kieran Gill underscore DM says right now Chelsea are fully supporting Romeo Lavia in his latest comeback and are looking forward to his return to the pitch. The club likes him. I don't think it wouldn't actually make sense because yeah, how much are you gonna get? And this is Kieran Gill also who says, with a report that reads, it was actually Jason Wilcox, United's director of football, who previously worked at Manchester United and Southampton, Lavia's two clubs before Chelsea, who had asked about the 21-year-old's availability, and probably we did tell him at the time that no, he's not for sale. So I'm not sure how that the report that yeah we had intended to you could say sell him to Manchester United, whatever format of whatever you want to call it in a swap deal or whatever were all absolute house dunk. In terms of skills, in terms of development, in terms of potential, Chelsea believe in Romeo Lavia. Chelsea invested in him because they are convinced he can be something he can be something special in the future. We all know that. The only concern we've always had is his fitness, him recovering and staying fit. I think eventually we'll find a solution. He's still very young. We've had instances where we had young players that weren't, you say, that had the same issues, hardly ever fit. But they've gone out. Some of them, let's talk about Ian Robben, for instance. He had again almost always injured at the time. Had series of injuries. You could argue that led to the club deciding, you know what, we're done here. Sold them, and the rest history if you follow this career. I get it in the case of Christian Pulisic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, that be solid argument that that they now play in a weather or in a league that yeah they're not gonna easily get injured like that. But that's by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way, and I have with me on the panel right now Constantine Dante. Big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join me on the panel. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, big up, coach. Not bad, not bad. Just with my son, he's unfortunately he's got the flu, so he was home all day today. So
Ooh.
yeah,
He goes to
he's got the
school
flu.
or
He'll be home
daycare
today,
because
tomorrow. Yeah. Otherwise, good. Hopefully, I don't catch it.
Then I was saying, he go to daycare? That's usually when they get it a lot.
Yeah, coach. Yeah, as you know, he goes 4 days a week daycare. So yeah, that's where he gets everything. That's where we get everything as well, obviously.
Oh yeah. Every time I think, I'm clear, my son comes back with one. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's it. How it is with kids. It is what it is.
Yeah,
But
until I don't know what age. Until they
yeah,
develop
it
very
takes a
strong
while
immune.
till they catch everything. And but there's the problem is there's always new ones with different kids. There's always new strains going around, so you're always going to get it. Doesn't matter. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But I've got some really good honey that to take care of that, so that should take care of it a
Oh
lot
yeah,
quicker.
I think I love it. It's miraculous, really. I love the honey,
Yeah.
but I was a bit hesitant to because the package looks excellent, man. But that's by the way. Let me catch up with what we have here, then I'll come back to you on the panel. Estevao scored another goal. You could say I think it'd be correct to say the fact that he's a part of the Brazilian senior national team right now. You could say we're fast tracking his development, in my opinion. And I have Chelsea King 8879, a bigger brother. Big up to you too, my guy. Thanks for joining us. I do hope you're doing well. He says, I am glad Palmer is back in training with the team. I hope again he's recovered fully. I am glad we end rushing Estevao into games. Yeah, because if we here's the thing, I think we've managed his starter life as a Chelsea player brilliantly. Credit to Maresca for that. Irrespective of what anybody thinks or the calls from our fan base for him to be starting games. If we do that, I think it's not going to do well at the World Cup. Probably end up, you could say, we'll burn him out. But that's by the way. He scored again, Dante. I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
Yeah, he scored the penalty, which was nice to see. They gave him the penalty. So yeah, he did score again and played okay. Didn't play too bad, but yeah, scored the penalty. So yeah, very good. He's got a good strike rate at the national team so far. I think he's got 5 goals for Brazil. I think in 10 games or 12
I think
games, something like
five in
that.
total, yeah. And
Yeah.
he's close to eclipsing what's his name, the Real Madrid guy. He's close to.
Vinicius, yeah.
Mhm.
I can't believe Vinicius only has 8 goals in like 50 something appearances for
I mean, I've
Brazil.
always known that he doesn't, you could say, perform at the same level that he does for Madrid for the Brazilian national team.
And Rodrigo as well, the other
Yeah, both
winger
of them.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
yeah, look, there's definitely room for him there, and he started very well. Even the doesn't matter. He's played pretty well in the games I've seen, even though they're penalties. Some of them doesn't matter, but we've created, we've
I
really
think
helped
he
fast
hit
track
the
that.
woodwork. Yeah, against Tunisia.
Yeah. Look, we fast tracked his development very quickly for the national team because he's got that exposure for playing for Chelsea. So that's really fast tracked him and helped him to get into that team. But like I said, they've got the names Vinny, Rodrigo, but they're not that spectacular when you take them away from and then put them in a different team. They don't score that many goals, especially Rodrigo. Doesn't score many goals or assists. He's not that high level, in my opinion. So he's got every chance to actually nail a starting spot in that team if he keeps going the way he is.
Yeah, I think it's happening already. I hope. Um, Look, I'm just happy for the kid, and more importantly, I like the fact that he's very humble. I'm quite sure you've seen what he said about Ancelotti
Yeah,
in the second paragraph of that particular report, where he talked about how he loves it when it's not always praise, praise, praise. That it's important to always get some measure of criticism so that he continues to grow. I just love the kid, honestly. But that's, by the way, Romeo Lavia. A few days ago, some outlets were suggesting, did put out reports suggesting that we had offered him to Manchester United. I knew at the time that it was absolute horse done, but yeah, we didn't get to talk about it. But let's hear your thoughts on that. It just doesn't make sense actually, because yeah, had
yeah.
we go ahead, let me hear you. Let's hear you.
These journalists, like that indicator guy, and some of these secret scout, and some of these, they just seriously they just make up stuff sometimes just for engagement, and it works. Congratulations to them, it works. They get the engagement, they get the views, they get the clicks, they get it shared everywhere, and it works. But I mean, if you really know Chelsea and you really know Chelsea Maresca, they're not going to put Romeo Lavia back then to swap with. That's just never going to happen. That would never have happened. I mean, yeah, they said maybe Tariq George, maybe that because he wanted to go out, he wanted to move anyway. But again, I don't see Tariq George going to Manchester United either because he's not going to play there much at all. So Tariq George wanted to get out because he wants to go somewhere where he can play week in and week out. That is not happening at Man United either. So yeah, look, but the Lavia one, that's completely false. I never believe that, not even close. Because, like I said, we know Chelsea inside. We know how they think. We know what they're not going to give up on Lavia that soon. No chance.
I mean, I knew it when I saw it. I said, "Yeah, that's one of those." You could say them exploiting our vulnerability. You could argue for the fact that they know that a lot of Chelsea fans, they're getting
Yes,
tired of Lavia not staying fit.
correct.
So
And this
they,
only came out after he got injured again, not before. So why didn't it come out before
exactly,
that
yeah.
then?
So
That
yeah,
just
the
tells you,
timing,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Good catch right there. The timing, you say highlights the fact that yeah, they knew it was just clickbait because yeah, it didn't come out until he got injured again.
Pretty much, coach. And this is how these people make their living. Right? 80% of it, 90% is clickbait. Maybe 10% is true. They've got some connections. They talk every now and then. But most of it is all rubbish, unfortunately. It's up to fans and people to see through that if they want to see through that. If not, well, keep believing everything they say then.
Yeah, I agree. Chelsea King 879 says, I know fans want to play him every game, but Enzo is, wants to make Estevao a long-term world-class player, season after season, not a one-season wonder. I think that's an important thing to, yeah. Again, he's managed his integration perfectly, in my opinion. But I think he's actually, had Cole Palmer been fit, chances are I don't think he would have played as much as he's played right now. But eventually he'll become a regular, irrespective of whether he's 14 or not. And you get the point, Dante. And I think that happens
Yeah.
even before the season ends.
Yeah, yeah. Look, a lot of stuff has to happen for that. Other players to not, not play well, and they have to completely fall off as well. So there is other things, and he has to continue playing well and scoring goals. And so yeah, but like we said, now the tough time comes now when it's getting really cold in England. The cold weather hits in. Training every morning in weather he's never trained in before because he hasn't done that in Brazil.
Mhm.
He's got the warm weather there most of the time, so it's going to be quite a bit different. And that's why Maresca, like I knew what Maresca and they're going to do. I knew he was going to play him, and I knew he's not going to play him pretty much in Premier League games, but he will play him in the European games and some cup games, and that's exactly what's happened. So it's the right way to go about it. Ease him in slowly, especially with the Premier League because it's so fast, it's so different. And he started pretty well, but the next test is this next part now where it's really, really cold and you got to play through that There's no real breaks like they have breaks in other countries, and they got to play through that really harsh weather. So yeah, Maresca will protect him though. He won't play him. Look, he might come off the bench every now and then in some of the games. Rotation is still key. So, but I don't see him starting too many Premier League games till he gets a bit used to it, and that is the perfect way. But like you said, by end of season, he probably might have that starting spot nailed down. But for now, for me, still Neto is number one in that position. Estevao's still number two for me in that position. So till
I mean,
he takes it
I think
completely,
Maresca rotates actually, or maybe um,
yeah,
the opposition would dictate to you could say to a considerable measure who starts.
he does in a way. But like I said, that's why he's played. He hasn't played as many Premier League games, but he's played, all the European games and stuff like that. Because different pace, different opposition, bit slower, easier to play. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it takes over, but it's a great problem to have, obviously. So, but Maresca's definitely treating it the way you're supposed to, and he's looking after him and for the better of Estevao for the future and for the team as well. So it's for Chelsea as well. So he's doing a great job.
I was going to ask you this. I just want to put you on the spot right here. That's not. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's okay. Let me ask you the question.
Go ahead, coach. Don't be
Him
scared.
and Cole Palmer, who do you think is better equipped to fulfill the number 10 role? I've tried them again the best I can to not you could say start the conversation on who's better than the other. I don't think it makes sense. One is more experienced than the other. And they're similar in a lot of ways, but the question is, which of the two players do you think is more equipped to fulfill the 10 role in a traditional way, not the hybrid 10 role?
For me, that's pretty easy. It's still Cole Palmer.
So
Yeah.
Palmer, why?
Yes.
Driven by experience, you think? Is that the
Mm,
case?
Not just that. He's played there for a long time and plays that position and knows what you need to do the other way as well, cutting off lanes. But creatively, he's dribbling, close dribbling, and stuff like that. A little bit of not really physicality because Palmer, he's tall. Palmer, he's a very tall kid, so he's not small. So, uh, but just he's played there a lot. Estevao has not played there at all. Like even at his club Palmeiras, he played maybe once there. That when they changed, but it was always right wing, a left wing a couple of times, but always right wing. So he's never played there coming up through the youth ranks. And that he hasn't really played there. He's always been a winger. So just because of that, till he learns that position, what is required, everything. I mean, sure, you can chuck him in the 10, no problem, and he'll do very well. But at a high level against certain opposition, not yet. No, definitely Cole Palmer, 100%.
But the truth is, they are similar in so many ways.
Yes, sort of. Like I said, different body. One's really tall, one's much shorter. So that's already one's very lanky,
No, no.
very
I
tall.
mean, not height wise, you could say meat or anything, but in terms of you could say skill set, they have a
Yes,
lot in common. Both are good dribblers. Both have good vision and can
yeah.
finish too. But go
Look,
ahead.
they got a lot of similarities, but for now, I would definitely say Cole Palmer for now still. Yep. Once he develops a bit and plays that position a bit more and gets a bit stronger and his body, gets a bit stronger as well. Like, yeah, he looks strong sometimes because he goes through the challenges, and we said he probably shouldn't have too much difficulty with the physicality, but he is still 18. You're still quite weak compared to someone playing against you that's older. It doesn't matter how you look or what you do. You're still much, and in that position in the 10, you're not gonna get as many one-on-ones like you do as a winger, where he gets a lot of one-on-ones out wide, where he can use a bit of his acceleration and his dribbling. In the central position, you have to think very different. It's not the same at all. So that's the only reason I say Cole Palmer, because he's played there for a long time. He's done it at a high level. He's done it from 2 seasons now, basically almost at a high level, scoring goals, assisting against very good opposition as well. So that's the only reason I say that. In the future, that could change, but for now, definitely Cole Palmer. For now, still.
Mm. All right. What else do we have here? A lot of commentaries to to look at once we're done with this. So I think
But I
this.
would just
Uh,
add to that, coach. I would like to see him play there to start developing there and playing that position. I would like to see him against,
mhm.
when we play some cup games or something against, even in Europe. I would like to see him starting there some games, drifting into that position, just to get the hang of it and play more there and to know exactly what's needed for that position. So definitely, I would like that to see that more if we can. If we have extra wingers,
Mhm.
especially next season when Quenda comes in and we have Quenda, another winger on top of that, then you've got, you can start sort of this season slowly molding him towards that. You play him a little bit, and then for next season he can be basically be able to rotate with Cole Palmer, no problem playing that position.
Yeah, here's something I wanted to say. Actually, I think it'd be correct to say that we actually don't have any traditional 10. The players we have are players who could say they're wingers, but they play in certain positions, but are capable of fulfilling the number 10 role.
Yeah,
I
they
think it'd be correct to say, which was why I wanted us to sign Siemens.
yeah, he would have fulfilled that position, but I mean, he's not doing too well at Tottenham, unfortunately. But
I mean,
uh,
you could argue down to here's the thing. I think you
that's why we
followed
signed
football
that
long
guy you
enough
have in
to
the
know
career
that
coach.
chances
That's why
are,
we
if
signed
we
that guy as
again
the
had
backup
we
for
succeeded
Quintes.
in signing him, he'd be ripping up trees in the Premier League.
Yep,
Because
yep.
you know Tottenham, he was, you could say, an opportunistic signing for them.
He
They
was.
realized that, yeah, you could say that we probably that we weren't that serious and felt like, he'd be a good addition for them, in my
And I
opinion.
told you they're gonna make
But
him the
we were
superstar
prepared for him.
superstar
But go ahead,
signing. They're
what you
gonna
were
put all the
saying.
pressure on him. I told you that could backfire for Tottenham.
And
He would have
yeah,
been
and
much
it's
better off for
backfiring
Chelsea.
you because he's not a bad player.
No, he's not. No.
He's not.
Again, he needs to get used to the Premier League, the speed. He's struggling with that a lot. You can tell. But also the way Tottenham play and the way they're set up. Yes, so he would have done way better at Chelsea. There wouldn't have been as much pressure. You've got other players that are, better than him probably, and it wouldn't have been the same. Tottenham took that risk, and I did say when they signed him, I'm like, even for him, okay, you're going to get a lot more money. They made you this face. They made you they gave you the number, but you're going to have a big expectation to be that guy from day one. And I think that, that expectation, that pressure, and just the way they play hasn't married up well at all.
I mean, he's not been poor in Europe for them. I think he's done relatively well in Europe for them.
A little bit. He only had he scored a goal, but that's the only game he played well in Europe. Before that, he didn't play well in Europe either. So one game he's done well. That's it,
I
and it was
still
the
like
Europe.
him. I get it.
I
He's
do, yeah.
signed for our enemy, but
I
yeah,
do like him, and the way we play, coach. The way we play when
would have been a
when we
perfect
put
fit, right?
6 or 7 people in the attacking phase. Yeah, Tottenham doesn't do that under Frank. They're more defensive. They don't do that. They're more transitional. They're a little bit different. They don't do that. They don't put those numbers around him. So it's going to be him against 2 or 3 Premier League opposition in that central area. He's going to struggle, and to me, that's a bit on coaching as well. They expected too much from him to be that guy. It's tough in the Premier League. You can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. Big up to you too, GFC. Go good. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join the conversation. And Jay is in the house. Jay is looking for someone to drag to, you can say, H negative place, but not me. Not me. I will make it to heaven. You're not. You're not gonna get me, really. What is this?
I don't know. What's this comment? I don't know. What is he trying to
No, no.
say?
Oh my goodness. Jay, please don't do this to me. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Even I'm not reading that actually, because I can imagine listening to myself reading that. But yeah, go away, Jay. Big up to you too, my assistant Santiago Muno. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining the conversation. And we have GFC Gavin. Big up, man. People go and subscribe to Gavin's YouTube channel. Let's help him grow. Excellent content creator himself with that, but looks like he that is so busy these days. He's hardly ever uh producing videos. Jay, I almost got you. I'm not gonna read it. I'm not. I've learned. I think you can argue that the beautiful game trained me, where he would start a comment with very, very nice stuff, and before you know it, I would read it, read it through. But that's by the way, Santiago. Nice to see you once again. Let's see what else we have here. Lavia. Okay, lots of comment here. And this is Kieran Gill DM. It reads, right now, Chelsea are fully supporting Romeo Lavia in his latest comeback and are looking forward to his return to the field. And I'd be nice to see you, my bro. I do hope you're doing well. Big up to you too. Dante, I've said this before. I think his age is still, because he's still very young. That's one of the main reasons why I don't see it wouldn't make sense for the club to give up on him right now because they know his potential. And I think eventually he will overcome them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well, he'll be back very soon anyway. So, like I keep saying,
How
people like,
soon? When is he returning?
well, this is probably sometime in December, maybe. So he should be back in December. So we'll see when exactly, mid-December, sort of like that. Hopefully, for the Christmas games, no problem. For all that sort of run in early Christmas, early January, he should be there. So
And the
he'll be back.
schedules are tight in
Yeah,
that
so he'll be
period.
back then, and yeah, that's why I said it's not a season-ending injury like a lot of people are making it out to be. He got a bit of a thigh injury. It's a muscular problem, but it's just a strain, so it's nothing too serious. He'll be back. So, yeah, of course, you don't give up on a player like that. No, if he got a really bad injury, like a 1 year, like Achilles or something, well, then you might not need to bring someone in just to have that cover because that could take a season and a half to get back on track. But it's not that. So that's what I said. People need to calm down. He'll be back by the end of December. He'll be back and he'll still be very important. So, and he'll be managed. We know he's going to be managed very well. So we'll wait and see what happens. But there's no way the club's giving up on him. That's for sure.
I agree. I agree. Still very young. So this reads right now, Chelsea. Okay, we've read that one. We've had just down. The second one reads, it was actually Jason Wilcox. I don't know him. United's director of football, who previously worked at Manchester United and Southampton. Lavia's two clubs before Chelsea, who had asked about the 21-year-old's availability. So probably this report is probably what people heard and then they took it and ran with it, or maybe just pure clickbait, like you talked about. The timing of it screams clickbait. The fact that we heard nothing with regards to that until he got injured again. Um, we are shipping him this summer. I'm guessing he has barely played for us, both him and K. K-Leg is performing right now, surprisingly. He's played 190 minutes, right? I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Chelsea will sell Lavia. If anything, K-Leg will actually leave before him. That's my opinion. But let's hear you, Dante.
Yeah, look, exactly, because that's a little bit different. So different type of injuries. So and age. So like I keep saying, these muscular problems. It's his age, his body. Hopefully stops. This year should hopefully stop at the end of this year. So his body won't be changing anymore. So yeah, I don't think he's too young to give up on. The price was high as well, so you're not doing anything with the price there anyway because it was quite a high price as well. So that just tells you that they value him and he will be staying. Uh,
He
there's
will.
no way we're not selling him.
Mhm.
Maybe in 2 seasons time, if he keeps happening and becomes a bit chronic and keeps happening, well then maybe. But no, not
I mean,
now.
at the
Definitely.
moment, I think it'd be correct to say that it's chronic already.
No, it's not. It's not, coach, because what I said. I expected this to happen. Remember, I told you this is going to happen with Lavia. He's going to get muscle injury, probably after muscle injury. These 2 years, he's going to get him because of his body type and the way he plays and his body type. So far, that's happened. And like I said, there's evidence in players like that happening that after they, especially when they're at 20, 21, when their body adjusts a little bit and pretty much finishes developing, to 22, they have those problems. If they're muscular, bigger guys, they always have those type of problems because they're a bit heavier. So uh, hopefully he gets through that. And I'm sure the sports science team knows that. All the physios there, all the doctors, they know that. And, they'll be hoping that it only becomes chronic if it happens again from next year on, if it keeps happening and happening. But really, muscular injuries and that, they're not really chronic, to be honest. It has to be more severe than that. So if they had if they knew there's chronic there, he wouldn't be here if that was the case. So no, it's not chronic. It can't be, not yet.
Yeah. All right. I'd be thank you for that one. And Jesse Gavin says I have a few Ooh, sorry to hear that. I mean, yeah. I know how it feels to lose a loved one. Apologies that I actually haven't reached out to know how you're doing. I thought maybe it was work. So sorry to hear that, bro. Just stay strong. Um, yeah. The prince is here. As a band would say, big up everyone. Big up to you. To Estevão Farm is currently okay. You can say the talk of the internet day in, day out. Even opposition fans are jealous of what a signing he is. Yeah, honestly. And Santiago Munoz said, hopefully we'll recruit Milankovic Savic after his contract expires at Al Hilal to add experienced players. He signed a new contract, didn't he?
I think he extended it, but there's no way we're signing him. I don't think
it's not going to happen again. And he plays in an area where it'd be correct to say we're loaded right now and we're maturing really, really quick. But that's not to say if we see a better player, we're not going to sign that better player, even if it means us losing one of our current players. But I don't think Savic at this moment, I don't think he's that guy. I love them and I wanted Chelsea to sign him. Even at the time, we did address some rumors suggesting his agent, who was a former, former Chelsea player, the tall dude, Flo, is it Flo?
Maybe, I can't remember. No, I'm not sure.
At the time, former Chelsea player, his agent at the time was seen at the bridge, and we thought, oh, it's happening finally. But we heard, I think he was playing under Sarri at the time. The rumors at the time was that Sarri wanted one of our players, right? And we wanted Savic. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was at Lazio.
Lazio, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
Coach, but it should tell you a lot. A player in his basically coming into his prime, going to Saudi for the money. Well, that should tell you about a lot about that player. Quite a lot. I would not sign him because of that reason. He's on a lot of money there, and when he comes from there, he'll probably want quite a high money somewhere else anyway.
Happen.
Exactly. So he'll still want high money. That's why I can see him probably going back to, if he does come back, because of that reason, it will be difficult. But also maybe like a Juventus that can still pay him not bad. Go back to those. He plays quite slow. He's a slow player. I don't see him at Chelsea the way he plays, how he plays. I don't see that at Chelsea, to be honest, or the Premier League that well, to be honest. I think he'll suit more Spain or Italy, where he did perform beforehand. But Premier League, especially, like I said, because he went there at that age, instead of choosing competitive, he went for the money. That should tell you quite a bit there as well.
Yeah.
Not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying it's pretty risky.
I don't know how good he still is, salary. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying, right, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying, though? That risk of bringing a player, like we did Lukaku, and these guys on high salaries from those leagues, and they're coming here and they're not really, they're not really settling in. They get a bit lazy, and then They think they're too good, and then they won out basically. So I think it's just a bit of a risk doing that for players that have gone there at that age.
Yeah. Let's see. I saw Coach and Dante. At what point would you move on from Lavia? Because for 2 years now, he has struggled. The number of games he's missed is astonishing. Numbers that are not easy to ignore. If we are in that much of a hurry to let him go, then yeah, Fofana by now should have been gone.
Reece James, for plenty
Rich
of
James,
players.
yeah. So
That's so
when
many
did we
players.
sign Lavia? 2 years ago,
2 years is
right?
nothing, Jay. 2 years is, you've pretty much said it.
Yeah.
Why there? It's
And,
only
and
two
when did we
years.
sign Fofana?
The year before, nearly 4 years coming up, 3.5 years.
Nearly 4 years, yeah. So I think, um, listen, the fact that again he's still very young, there's still time to, you could say, to monitor the situation. I think that's the most accurate language to use right there, to see if it improves, and if it doesn't, then I think yeah. And if he recovers and plays for, you could say, a few games and the transfer window is upon us, would let him go, or maybe terminate his contract. Actually, it depends on what's more economical for the club. But right
No,
now,
no,
I don't
no
think they're even
termination, coach.
considering that, given everything we've
It's a
heard. Go
long-term
ahead.
contract. Not terminating his contract, that's for sure.
Because that will cost a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not happening. Look, basically what coach said there, the 2 years is nothing really, to be honest. It's not that much. But like I kept saying, his age, his profile, his body, like I said, if that happens after he gets that past that phase, well, then it's a bit more. But till that third, fourth year at his age, I'm sorry, it's not. I don't see that happening. I wouldn't give up on him. I'm pretty sure coach
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
either.
either.
So you got to, you got to take all those things into consideration.
Yeah. But let's see what happens. Jay. And Jay says here, why not let him go and play at Strasbourg? He's gonna stay fit first.
Well, first of all, is a 55 million pound signing on not high salary, but for Strasbourg, there's nowhere near that salary. It's just not going to happen. You don't send a player like that. It wouldn't happen. He wouldn't go. I'm telling you now, he wouldn't even go there.
Yeah, he will. Again, the moment you do that, for him, it'd be a sign. I think he'd see it as a sign that he's not wanted anymore at Chelsea.
A bit disrespectful, yeah, just because
Yeah.
I know he hasn't played much, but I think we can all agree when he does play, he can be a difference maker, and he's a very talented
Yeah.
footballer.
Vince calls him the
So,
instigator, or is it instigator? Catalyst.
yeah, so he's very important even to our system when we
And
play.
he's that
against-
good.
Yeah,
He's
so
that
he's very good. So he's still got, even these injuries, he's got a very bright future internationally and for Chelsea ahead. They're not going to give up on that. And you want him to send him to Strasbourg, that's where probably that relationship ends.
Yeah. Ivy says we needed to bring in Emega in January. Not gonna happen. I think the agreement is for at the end of the season. I think it take you could say it's some extraordinary situation for the club to decide. You know what? Yeah, let's just bring him in January. I don't see that happening. The lab, he's fully fit right now, and I think he'll pick up form and start performing. Um, I don't see it happening. It's not going to be it will never happen in January. I think that will further strain the already, you could say, not so good relationship between the owners and Strasbourg's ultras, because they're not happy that he's leaving already, and he's recovered, improved, and he's proven that again his importance to them once more by scoring a brace on his return. So if you recall him in January, that will further strain the relationship. It
Yeah,
just
and
wouldn't make sense. Go ahead,
Strasbourg,
Dante.
they need him. The season's still fresh. Let's not forget they're in Europe as well, so then it's a long season for them. So they need that depth. They need those players there, and I actually want to see him play in Europe and perform in Europe. So that's actually very important as well to see how he does there as well. It just gives him extra experience. That's only going to benefit us going forward as well. Him staying there and playing a lot more games in Europe and the league, that's only going to benefit us. And like you said, you don't want to destroy that relationship too much with Strasbourg either. So, yeah, he has to stay there for this season.
He has to, yeah. We've had again. We did discuss, I think, 6 days ago or so, the possibility of Rudiger returning to Chelsea. I don't see it happening. Because yeah, he's earning quite a lot at Real Madrid, and I don't see us offering him anything close to that. And I think probably he'll get opportunities to go play in Saudi Arabia, and I think he'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I don't see him coming back to Chelsea. I'd love to see that happen, but it would not happen. That's a small opinion. Chances that it happens, it ends up happening. But here's the it again. I've heard people say he basically jumped ship. He left us when we needed him the most, and I told him, look, it's business for all parties involved. Business for the club, business for Rudiger. And at some point at that time, I realized that was it because, yeah, once he gets to a player, there's at certain point, once a player realizes that if they leave as a free agent, they get a sign-on fee. It's usually difficult to convince them to stay.
Not just big salary as well, coach. Let's not forget.
So yeah, huge increase, a pay rise. So yeah, he had to take it, and I don't blame him. So I wouldn't, I don't consider him. You can say I'm not one of those that I'm happy with him because yeah, he left when he did. He had to. I get it. But at the time, I was one of those that said, yeah, if he really wanted to stay, he'd wait and speak with the owners before deciding his future. That was the only issue I had with him because he was speaking as if he did say something that suggests not his fault that he had to leave because they weren't serious, they weren't offering him, nobody spoke with them, something to that effect. But I don't want to get to it. I don't see it happening really. IB says that the lab isn't going to remain fully healthy for the rest of the season. Sell Guy to Strasbourg, bring him over. Let's see what happens. I think the lab will stay fit. He's recovered from the injury. Is he injury prone? I wouldn't say that.
No, he's not, coach. He played quite a lot the season before. He got injured for like a 2-week period, but that's it. So there's no evidence to say that he's not staying healthy this season. There's actually evidence to say that he will stay healthy.
Yeah. Disclaimer here from Jay. Just to be clear, I don't hate Lavia. I just don't want Caicedo to run into the ground because we want to develop Lavia for 4 years. Sign Anderson, and we are cool. And yes, I don't trust Isugo yet. I understand. You knew I was going to talk about Isugo. Here's the thing. Lavia isn't actually the guy to get the job done in the absence of Caicedo. The guy to get the job done, you can say to an acceptable measure in the absence of Caicedo, is actually Isugo. Yeah. Lavia, as good as he is, he's not the best in terms of protecting our defensive line. But that's my opinion. That I don't know if you have anything to add to that. Jay seemed to be suggesting that, it's either Caicedo or Lavia, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, again, like I said, we'll see with Lavia what happens. It's only 2 years. Yeah, we'll see. He's not out injured for the rest of the year. He's pretty much coming back soon, so we'll see what happens there. Isugo is, like you said, I agree. He's the perfect sort of backup, if you want to say, or just in case for Caicedo as well. Jay there, the next comment saying that he would want Anderson or Wharton. Well, I mean, a lot of people saying, and we're not paying 100 million for Anderson. That's not happening, first of all. Second of all, Anderson, he's nothing that special, in my opinion. He passes the ball and he does defensive duties.
You could say he's not at the level I would say, yeah, he's that good. Buy him and sell one of the ones we already have.
Exactly. Not for how much Nottingham Forest would want. So no chance I'd see that happening, to be honest. And like I said, Anderson is very similar to Sugo. They sit back deep, pass the ball left, right, back, nothing forward, and tackle hard and put hard challenges in and be physical. Well, Sugo can do that job, no problem. So why do you need Anderson for that? I don't understand why people want Anderson when we've got Caicedo there. We've got Sugo that can do exactly the same role. Uh, Again, he got injured, but it's not a season-ending injury. He's coming back, so he's already started training early. I told you that we saw him at training. He's already training early. He's already sprinting and running. Well, that he'll probably be back early, much earlier, and I think than the original, and January, end of January. He's probably going to be back by the. Wouldn't be surprised. He's back, December, end of December, probably around then. So if he's already sprinting, from what I saw at training, well, it's not going to take that long.
Right?
It's Sugo, correct? Yeah. So it's not going to take that long if he's already sprinting. It's gonna a bit like the lap. He came back 4 weeks early. What was the other one? He came back a few weeks early as well. So it can happen earlier, later. But yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't see this Anderson talk for what we need. We've got a world-class player in Caicedo there, number one. You got a guy learning from him, Sugo, number two. You're not going to you got Lavia that can play there, no problem. You got Andre Santos that can fit in there if you really need to. You're playing a pivot two, then you put Santos in there with Lavia also. Lavia, like I said, there's no way we're spending 100 million on Anderson to just be a defensive midfielder to pass the ball around.
And I can see it there. Let me keep speaking. I'll keep. Okay, go ahead, Dante. You back?
Yeah.
Yeah. The McDonald's Wi-Fi did strike.
Yes, I'm just saying there's no way we're spending 100 million on an Anderson to do, as a defensive midfielder, to do what Sugo can do, that, and the Caicedo does it at a much higher level anyway. Yeah, coach, can you hear me? Oh. Is that coach with the problems? It might be coach with his internet problems, not me. Coach, you there? What's going on? Is that your internet or mine? I can't tell. Can you guys hear me in the chat, or is it me, or is it? It looks like it's coach, not me for once.
With the first team, they get the chance to train with the rest of the.
Yeah, so it's coach. Okay, coach, your internet's no good. What happened?
So not just yours, and mine is 7-Eleven. So
did you downgrade?
I was saying, given this comment by Nemaya, that's him, aka Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
We did talk about this. We did discuss what's his name, disaster situation 6 days ago or so, and I thought maybe that's it. We may well see him play for us because we do have issues in our defensive line. You said, it's a common occurrence that during international breaks, when the senior, you could say, players don't have enough numbers, that it's a common occurrence to see those that weren't training with them to come train with them. And some journalists did say things that suggest, we're actually looking to reintegrate him into the squad. And then a few days later, I think it was just yesterday, those journalists that started changing their tone. Yeah,
Yeah.
which what I remember is that one of the reports I read ended with something to the effect of, irrespective of whether he gets reintegrated into the first team or not, he will be sold in January. Um, Still be sold into January, or the club will look to sell him in January. But that's, by the way, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Jay here says, I love how our fan base take Caicedo for granted as if he is some superhuman. One injury and our season is done. That's not good planning in my eyes. I think Houston,
How many more do
um,
you want?
given where we found ourselves in terms of the fact that Isugo is out injured, and we have one player who's, you could say, Isugo, the only player that's capable of fulfilling the role, in my opinion, to an acceptable measure in the absence of Caicedo, is out injured. Um, you don't plan for such, because yeah, we have him, we have Isugo, we have Lavia, we have about three players that can play in that position, but we have two of them out, which is, yeah, you don't plan for such, really. We already planned for, you could argue basically we have plan B and C out injured, which I don't blame, or again, I don't want to start blaming anyone for that. I think we'll be all right eventually. Let's
Exactly,
see,
coach.
Dante, this is see back in the squad, and I've answered that question, but I'll let Dante
Yeah.
answer. If you want to hear from him.
Yeah, like coach said, we spoke about this thing. I think he just came for that. I think again, these journalists saw a picture, like most ex Chelsea fans saw a picture that he's there, and straight away they started assuming that he's back. He's that. Great story, sold a lot of clicks. Again, the same thing. But like you
Hmm.
said, now the last couple of days they're backtracking again. They're saying, "Oh, maybe not. Maybe just they rewarded him because he was good, and he's still going to be sold pretty quickly in January, as soon as the window opens, basically." So
Except if we don't find buyers.
yeah, there will be buyers. There was buyers already. That's why he's training with the under 21s, because there were buyers. He didn't want to go to those. He didn't want to take those options up, but there were clubs that wanted him, that were going to pay for him. He did not want to go to those clubs, so that's why he was in the position he is, because he refused to do that. That's why. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in that position. So I think he knows that pretty well now. Look, he's been professional. Like, he's trained. He hasn't complained. That's great. But yes, he will be. Guarantee you, he's gonna be gone in January, and I don't think he will be playing for the Chelsea first team till then.
Yeah, IB, coach, you need to. No, my Wi-Fi is excellent, but that doesn't mean it's perfect. It was actually raining. That might have been the reason why it fluctuated like it
Not the
did.
thunderstorms again, coach.
I mean, the kids left their rooms and ran into our rooms. So, so that, but I didn't hear much. It was light. There was light, and it was loud actually that they had to leave their room. So
You don't get. Do you get tornadoes there in Texas?
I've heard a lot, but I haven't experienced one. The last time it
Okay.
happened down in our area.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's both of us. Poor Wi-Fi, right? Let's see. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. What else do we have here? Uh, Dollar Tree Wi-Fi. That's worse, right? All right. Let's see what else we have here. Maresca needs to start Estevao to do this. Um, Again, which one am I mixing up here? Okay, this one here. Maresca needs to start Estevao to do this ready. The way he's utilized him doesn't mean that he's not ready. He's been rotating. I think if he doesn't play today, he plays tomorrow. If you paid attention to the manager's pattern of selection, even in those games, in the next game, actually, he leaves him on the bench in case he needs him. He understands how good he is. He knows he can make a difference, but that doesn't mean he should be starting every game. Jorgensen wants to leave. The board shouldn't block his way. He's a good goalkeeper. He struggles with confidence of late. I don't know. You cannot argue that he hasn't proven he's actually good. But you look, goalkeepers get better as they age. If you want an example, I'd
Mhm.
like you to take a sit back and look at how far um, Robert Sanchez how far he's come. He's actually one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. I can't believe I'm saying that. In the case of Jorgensen, matter of, you could say, confidence. He's good on the ball, but a lot of stuff you could, when he does some of the things he does, then uh, you'd realize, yeah, he's not experienced enough yet. Which the club, I think the hierarchy know that eventually he'd mature to become a very very good goalkeeper.
Yeah, I
But
just said to that, coach.
and if I were him too, I'd push to leave so that I can be playing. Go ahead, Dante.
Yeah, look, the way this has come about, he's been getting called up to Denmark, and he started some games for Denmark as well. So I'm pretty sure there was some communications there that if he wants to stay in the Denmark team,
Yeah, you
I
have to be
think
playing.
you have to be playing. So I think he's probably realized that, and that's the only reason he would probably leave, to that and to cement and to keep his place in the Denmark national team. So that's pretty big for a goalkeeper to be in your national team. And, that's for him, especially, where he is in his career. He's still young, but that is still a big step for him. And he wants to grab that. And that could push him to leave because of that. And plus, we have plenty goalkeepers. The way he's looking at it, we still have, Slanina's there. We've got the young kid from the academy. We can bring Penders back. So I think it's just come at a interesting time for these reports coming out. It's after he started starting a couple of games for Denmark. Yeah, probably if he wants to keep that with the Euros coming up, he needs to. They probably told him you need to go play. If you play, you stay in the team. If not, it'll be very hard for us to keep you in that team because you're not playing. So tough decision. He's got a tough decision to make. We'll see what happens. Either way, I'm fine with it. Either way, it's okay if he wants to do that for his career, and to he gets that opportunity to play for Denmark at the Euros because of it. Well, then good luck. If not, and he
Yeah.
stays, I
Mhm.
still think he's going to get better and better. He's got all the attributes you want as a modern goalkeeper, especially the ball playing stuff. So yes, he will get better at the rest of the stuff because we
But
saw
the
it last
fact that
time.
this is the fact that he has come to this and it's public that he wants to leave, I think he will eventually leave.
Well, we don't know. Again, it's these journalists. That's why I keep
It
saying this,
has.
coach.
Yes, then I
These
think it
journalists
has
are
to take
picked up on that.
some. You can say unforeseen circumstances, like what's his name, Sanchez getting injured, and he comes in and started. You can say and start showing that yeah he can perform at the same level or even better than Sanchez. That's the only reason why he'd stay. But as long as again the fact the way this came out, Fabrizio talked about it, and a whole lot of other you could say reputable journalists all talked about it. I think eventually
Yeah,
he leaves. And if you follow the pattern with regards to how our current owners, how again what has
yeah,
happened,
of course.
yeah, and every time we've heard that the player wants to leave, that player eventually ends up
Yeah, but
leaving the
that's what
club.
I'm trying to tell you. It might not be from the player. It might be from someone in the Denmark international team. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be from the player. Like I said, Denmark, they could have told him, yeah, we want you, but the only way forward is if you leave. You can't stay at Chelsea and not play at
I
all.
mean, duh.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean necessarily it's from the player. So the player has a decision to make, and I think it's come out because someone's leaked this out, especially to Fab, but it doesn't mean it's from him specifically. So because no one said that it's from him specifically. So, but yeah, we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah,
Like I said,
we'll see. But
we'll see what happens. I don't blame him if that's the way, and for him to cement that spot to be there. Well, good luck to him. I'm okay with that. And of course, we get it, what we want from it as well. We get our money back. Obviously, maybe some our money back as well. But one thing we do know, he is a good goalkeeper because it's not like we haven't seen it and he hasn't played at all.
it's
We've
just
seen him do
a
it.
confidence issue.
Confidence issue, and yeah, he just hasn't played
Or
enough
maybe
this
he's
season.
not mentally strong because that's not the first time. That's a pattern to the way again he struggled during games where he got you could say got the nod to start over Sanchez. He's always
Yeah,
struggled, except
yeah,
for
yeah.
again as he's done well for instance, when we had him
Consistently playing,
starting
yeah.
games for us in Europe, at the
Correct.
time it was clear he was a starting goalkeeper. They, irrespective of what happens, he starts.
Exactly.
He showed confidence a whole lot of times. That
A whole lot of
he
it. Yep.
got he did got the stick for us. He showed great confidence. But the moment it's a situation where Sanchez isn't fully fit or dropped because of poor showings, whenever he comes in, you could it be again. He's shown a lack of confidence to, you could say, to prove that yeah, he can do the job when Sanchez isn't
Yeah.
available for selection.
Is it still a little bit early for me? It's still because it's only he hasn't played this season. Only those 2 games. It's a bit little sample size because last season, like you said, we saw it when he was playing consistently. So, so
But you get my point, though. As
yeah, I
long
do
as
get
the
your point. Yeah, yeah,
situation
of
is
course.
in, replacing Sanchez, he hardly ever performs.
Yeah, he looked nervous. Yeah, he looks
Yeah,
nervous, and he settles down usually in the end. By the end of the game or by the second half, he settles down. But initially, he looks very nervous, and that's just his character. Yeah, high pressure, and not playing every week, and just coming in, 1 game every 2 months. That's not easy for a goalkeeper. So yeah, I was even surprised he actually got called up to the national team. Obviously, on the back of
probably
last season.
because you can say they know how talented he is, and probably
Correct. Yeah, yeah. They see
yeah,
him. They see him. Yeah, and they're looking for the next goalkeeper too because Fingo is retiring. So yeah, he's that next guy in line basically. So yes, we'll see what happens. But like I said, if he leaves for that specific reason, well, then I don't really blame him. If it's not for that, and he stays and he backs himself to stay, and then I'm okay with that as well, to be honest. So, but we'll
yeah.
see what happens.
But it definitely, I think he leaves, and the pattern is clear. Under our current owners, the moment we start hearing a player wants to leave, even when we hear a follow up, when we see a follow up report or maybe a brief from the club suggesting they don't want to sell the player in question, eventually that player ends up leaving. I think in this case, I think it'd be on good terms because, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reason is clear. Just like the case of Nkunku, at some point we all knew he was going to leave. The manager knew he was going to leave, but just likes him. But I hope again Jorgensen leaves in that manner too. Not I don't want. He wants something for us, and he was brilliant for us in that competition. But that's, by the way, 2 comments here with regards to, again, aligned with the Romeo Lavia topic, then we'll move to the last one, or maybe go news hunt and end call it a day. This is according to Fabrizio Romano. Also, pay attention here. My information is that Chelsea and Manchester United never, and then he followed it up with ever discussed had a discussion for Romeo Lavia. Chelsea deny all the information of offering Romeo Lavia to Manchester United. So it didn't happen. And I think it makes sense that it didn't happen. And this is Lavia himself saying, I don't read it, but I just don't think about it. I just enjoy football and focus on what we have to do as a club. Whatever is outside, it's not what I can control. So I don't pay attention to that. Football, with how it goes, now he goes fast. One moment you can be in the headlines, and the next you are not. So the only thing to do is just to be neutral. Don't think about it, and get your head down and walk. Houston, this is funny though. Look at the name actually that talked about that. That Chelsea, Manchester United rejected Chelsea's offer of Romeo Lavia as part of the deal. Absolute nonsense. If you remember that particular transfer window, also we did see reports suggesting that they were interested in signing Romeo Lavia. But that's, by the way, Houston. Part of this comment from Lavia that makes me laugh. He just where he said enjoy football. Where you get my point, Dante. He's not on the
yeah,
pitch.
yeah.
Where is he enjoying the football?
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
look, he had a bit of a good run at the start of the season, preseason, so he was there doing everything right. So Yeah, look, it is. It's. I like what he said there. The rest of it, 100%, because I mean that's you're in
Yeah,
the headline
yeah.
one week, and then next week there's someone else. They forget about you completely, and then you come back and play, and you're back at it again. And this is why you have a squad and a larger squad in modern football to cover these injuries. You can get unlucky and have too many injuries. Yeah, it can happen. Unfortunately, to the same position as well. And then that's why you have academy. That's why you have your under 21s, academy reserves, just in case that happens. So eh, we've got players in that position, and the right amount of players in that position. It's just unfortunate all of them at the same time. Well, not except Caicedo, but the two that backups. And if you really think of that, you got another one. Andre Santos can play there. He played there pretty much all his at Strasbourg. That's where he played, so he can play there no problem. So we still have another one that still can play there. So we're still fine. And it's not if there were season-ending injuries, different, but they're not. They'll both be coming back by this end of December. They're both back, hopefully.
Yeah, this year, Sports Bill, Sports Witness, so to speak, he reads, according to Sports Bill, the trend. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's clear for everyone to see. He hardly ever plays. Is that Nicolas Jackson's 65 million euros release clause will not be triggered. In fact, Bayern are already looking at other options. And we did address the other one the other day, him saying that he doesn't want to come back to Chelsea, and which I said that on that day that's just like um, people that are arrogant in most cases when they, you can say, find themselves in certain situations where you could argue where if they're backed in a corner, they out of shame don't want to say they need help. They just, you can say, double down to prove to you that yeah, they made the
Yeah.
right decision to do whatever they did that led to them finding themselves in a corner. That's from Nicholas Jackson's perspective, given the report that he said that he doesn't want to come back to Chelsea. But from Bayern's perspective, I did say at the time, and we all talked about it. I think a lot of us agreed that we don't see a world where they keep him because you at the time I think I did use the did say something to the effect of him being more like a placeholder signing for them. He's a good player, but I don't think he's good enough to perform at the level that I think Bayern, you say, to measure the level the Bayern are looking for. And I don't know how he thought that. I don't know. Maybe he thought one Juju man in Senegal will help him do something so that Harry Kane will get injured. He gets to play. I'm not sure what sort of decision he made, and because we were open to keeping him, really. But I'm not sure what we're gonna do about him. But let's hear you, Dante.
Well, like he said, he's not coming back to Chelsea, and he won't be coming. And I hope he doesn't come back because that attitude, you don't want a player that has that attitude, that arrogance, and like you said, you don't want to play like that back. Unfortunately, he's put himself in that position. He could have spoken differently and said something differently, but he's decided to back himself even more and really put himself in the corner. And that just shows his mentality. He's not a very smart. He's not that smart when it comes to things like that. Looks like it's a business. We know his agent is not too smart at that either, and he's basically burnt his bridge by saying to that with
He
Chelsea.
didn't burn the bridge alone. He burnt the bridge, burned the ground, making it impossible to actually try to to rebuild the bridge if the club
Exactly.
wants
Yeah.
to.
No, there was
He
still a little bit of a
scorched the
bridge.
bridge and the ground.
The bridge was still burning, but it wasn't burnt down. But now he's burnt it down.
Yeah,
There's no more crossing back because like you said, if you have a bit of humility and don't be as arrogant, and so that could have been turned around, and we probably would have welcomed him back. But now that's completely off the table, and that's not a good for him going forward either. From other clubs, will see that. That's not good. They will see that, and that's a trait. I can tell you they don't like that trait. Most teams do not like that trait. So we'll see what happens with him. He could not just burn the bridge to Chelsea. He might have burnt his way into any other big club, basically.
Yeah, because what he did was ridiculous, really. And the club ordered that's paying you ordered you to come back, and you refuse. Sorry, his agent turned into African grandmaster with the adages he was saying. Planes
Yeah,
not
it's not that it's not the action of calling. It's how he reacted and how he reacted, but also how he's reacting now after. Basically, Bayern are basically rejecting him and saying, "You're not going to be there, buddy. Sorry, we don't. We made a mistake.
They were
Really,
just they were desperate. It was
they
clear
were
that they were
desperate. Yeah,
desperate.
they were desperate to cover just in case Harry Kane gets an injury. Basically, like I kept saying from the start, that's why he's going there. He's not going to get as much game time, but if Harry Kane gets injured, yes, then he'll get a lot of game time. Otherwise, no. Remember, I was arguing with Bobby about this exact point. I'm like, this is why he's going, and he's banking on himself, and he's being too arrogant, in my opinion. He's being way too arrogant, and it's not. And now the comments that have come out last couple, he's just completely like tells me he's not a very smart person, to be honest.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
honestly,
it is
yeah.
unfortunate, yes, because he would have a bright future. Sometimes players can have the talent, but if they don't have the mentality there and the right thinking behind it, it doesn't matter how much talent you have.
And the truth remains, had we not signed the lab, I think he would have stayed. I think he took off because it just wasn't too sure of himself in terms of competing and becoming the starting player. And here's
And
the
that's
word
exactly where
Chelsea.
he'll end up, where
Yeah,
Oklahoma
we've
said
had
that.
that situation where we made him we could say not made, not it wasn't by design, it was by accident. He was the sole striker at the club at the time because Nkunku didn't just work. We had Nkunku who was the striker too, but it didn't really fit the manager's approach. Here's something new that emerged as the show progressed, and it's about Nicolas Jackson. And it reads, Nicolas Jackson is determined to be a success at Bayern Munich despite talk that he could return to Chelsea. Yeah, keep trying. Maybe the Juju man from Senegal told him he's going to work. Sunsport has been told there's no chance the Senegal forward will leave Bayern in January, and no decision has been made about his long term. We're not going to recall him either.
No, we're not. No.
We're not. I think they will have him there until the end of the season because already we get 15 million. Is it pounds or euros, irrespective of whether he completes the season with them or not.
Exactly. So they'll keep him. They'll be foolish not to keep him, basically, because just in case, insurance policy. Yeah.
All right, Yaya Toure. I know Arsenal fans are now going to like this. So Yaya Toure says, another one again I've been really impressed with is Caicedo. Liverpool versus Chelsea, incredible goal. The area he covers, his movement, his passing, he's got all of that. And I think he's a brilliant player. His passing, his movement, and they will tell you can say the rivals will tell you he's a shin kicker and all that nonsense.
Coach, isn't it amazing? Even these guys that come out now, these ex-players, it's only after he scored that goal against Liverpool that they've come out and said that. Before, none of them said that, most of them.
I agree. So here, Todd Bowley, a message to Chelsea fans. You're going to watch our team continue to grow and evolve. We've got them together for a long time. I am pretty excited about what the future holds. Yep. They don't want to win in patches. They want a sustained success. They had a plan. And anybody, again, when I listen to people argue that they don't want to win, I I'm just tired of debating them because they don't want to win. They spent how much they spent at first and it didn't work out. They sold them and basically started afresh. Inside how many players, and you still have the gut to argue, not even arguing that they made a mistake, but arguing that they don't want to win. You know what? I don't want to get into it. I lose my SHIT whenever that
Yeah,
that
coach. Let's
topic
not get
comes
into
up.
that. 'Cause then I'll start as well. So I don't want to start, but I do
Yeah,
want to
I
say
don't
one
want to
little
start.
thing. I'll bring one little thing I want to add into that little thing. Because let's not forget they did this with the Dodgers, and all these haters were saying the Dodgers are not going to win nothing going forward. They're not going to win absolutely nothing. What's happened the last 3 years, basically?
Yeah.
They've won everything. They're the champions. They've won everything. So don't tell me they don't want to win because it just showed you that they're just doing that in the baseball, and they've won everything, and they're making a lot of money and winning and spending the money. When the team was ready to go, they did exactly what they said they're going to do here. We'll wait and see. We still will wait and see if that happens.
Mm-hmm.
That they will invest in the team even more when the team's up there to make sure when those players are all together, the same age in their prime, they could even, and there's the superstar available, they'll add to it to make sure it stays there for not 1 year or 2 years, that it stays there for, a long period of time, 5, 6, 7 years. So, and this is what they did with the Dodgers. I told you this is what they did exactly. And people were saying, no, there's no evidence because the Dodgers have won nothing. Well, now they've won 2 in a row. I think 3 out of the last 4 they've won, and they were in a final of the other one as well because of it. So it just shows you that they do want to win. That argument there completely shows that they do want to win. Otherwise, they would have been doing the same in the baseball team. Why wouldn't they just sell all their best assets and young players and just make money then?
Yeah. That's anything else you want us to talk about? I think we've covered everything.
No, that's it, Coach. All good.
All right. I want to say thank you to the captain of the community and Constantine Dentu for joining the show. Thank you, Namaya Fawole, aka Kaupama. Thank you to my bro, IB. Thank you for rejoining and becoming a member again. I appreciate that. Who else? Jay was here. Who else was here? Santiago Muno was also here. And GFC Govan was also here. And the Prince is here. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Take care, guys.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stands strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and I would have loved this storm. Every phone's just to bed, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stands strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and I would have loved this storm. Every phone's just to bed, and there was a strife. You, my heart, challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.